So some of the important part of our food habit we will see in this today's session. Dr. Linus Pauling, he received two unshared Nobel Prize. He quoted that optimum nutrition is the medicine of tomorrow. And in this present scenario, in this COVID pandemic, even the WHO, World Health Organization, he said that the good dietary habits are helping for the people to come out from this COVID situation or the COVID infection. So that much importance the diet is having in maintaining our health. Almost 66% of the diseases which the human being are suffering are mainly because of their wrong food habits. This is very important. And a famous physician, his name is Kenneth Walker. He told, from the whole life of my clinical practice, I can say that the people eat half for their need and half to feed the doctors. So this is the comment he gave, that the half what the people are eating is for their health, and whatever other they are eating is just to feed the doctors. That means they will become ill and they will reach to the doctor, and that is how the medical community is earning money or making money. So we will see how we can take wholesome diet and how we can maintain our good health. So we know that the all living creatures, not only human being, but the plants, insects, every living creature, they need food for their life. Maybe it is a different way for the plant, different way for the insects, but they need food for their survival. Without food, we cannot survive. And this we can easily experience that even if we do not take food for one day, we feel weakness. And if the food is not given for a few days, it is very difficult to survive. So our physical strength, intellect, complexion, cheerfulness, good voice, happiness, these all depends upon the kind of food which we take. Generally, we say, you are what we eat, and you eat what you are. So both are true. So the kind of food we eat, it is helping for our physical health, and along with that, it is also helpful for our intellect and or the psychological health. Even in the psychological problem, the diet plays a very important role. The kind of diet we eat is not just for our physique or our physical health, but it also has impact on our mental health. You can easily experience it that whenever you take very heavy food, you feel very lethargy, not only physically, but even mentally, you will feel very lazy to do any work or to initiate any work. So that is the kind of impact the diet is having. Whereas when you take very sattvic ahara or the very light food, easily digestible food, nourishing food, you will feel very energetically, not only physically, but even the mentally, you will feel very happy, very cheerful. So the healthy status of our body and mind depends upon the kind of food we take. So the ancient health science, it gives a wholesome idea of how we should take our food, what kind of item we should consume, what to avoid. So these all things, how we can make our food which is helping us to enhance our health in a best way. So especially we caution about the mindless eating. Like nowadays, in a all kinds of food, whatever is there in the whole world, whether it is the Western or whatever it is, all kinds of foods are available just a call away. You can call and you can book any kind of food and it will be on your doorstep just in few hours or few minutes. but whether such kind of eating behavior is good or not. So that all we have to be very careful, because that way of eating, which is which does not have any long experience and which is not in our culture, we have no idea what kind of health impacts it is creating, because our food habit is entirely different. The present generation food habit is entirely different than what we what our ancestors were eating. Like our grandfather, grandmother, they were much healthier than us, much more active than us, and the kind of food they were taking was very much traditional in origin and original to that region and the culture. But now what we are eating, we have no idea what kind of impact it will create. So it is better to avoid such kind of food which is not in our tradition. When food we take judiciously and according to the codes of dietetics, then only the benefits of ahara can be achieved. When we consider all aspects of the food and considering the locality from where it is originated and whether what kind of ingredients it contains, when we and whether it is suitable for our appetite, quantity, quality, its origin place, that all we have to consider. And when we take food considering all these aspects, which is suitable for our health, then only its benefits can be achieved. Otherwise, the same food will become cause for several illness. So we should have control on our food. So it is very important that we should take food which is prepared in the home, because the food which is prepared outside, you have no idea what way it is prepared, like the restaurant food or the hotel made food. So that food is prepared to get the benefit and to earn the money. And very few people are very few tiffin center or the restaurant are careful about the health of their consumers. Otherwise, it is mainly to gain the profit. And we have no control on the food which is prepared outside. But in home, at least we have some control that we can prepare fresh. We can use safe water. We can use the good ingredients. These all things, at least that much level, we have the control. The control also means that the source of origin of this food, like how the vegetables, the grains which is there in your kitchen, from where it is obtained. So whether they are grown by putting lot of pesticides, fertilizers, chemicals, or whether it is organically grown, that also has important aspect. So if possible, we have to connect to the farmers, those who are doing agriculture, growing vegetables. So if it is possible, we have to be connected with them and collect, and and we have to encourage them to grow the vegetables, grains organically, and that way we can get the fresh and non-harmful, the healthier vegetables and the grains. And when it will be in your kitchen and you will cook, definitely you will get the maximum benefit from this kind of food. We have to eat when we have hunger. So skipping the hunger is not good. Like we just take tea, coffee, biscuits, or some kind of snacks, packed food, and kill our hunger. So that kind of habit is not good. Sometimes we are involved in some work and we neglect our appetite or the need of the food. So this habit is harmful. You may be initially feeling that this is not harmful and you can maintain and you can work for long time, even avoiding your hunger need of the food. but in long term, you will find that your biological clock is disturbed, your digestive system is affected, your elimination of waste, that is your defecation, that is affected. And then when you have to shift to the normal pattern, then you will feel initially that it is difficult because you have so much disturbed your biological clock, and physically also you will feel weak. So it is important that we have to take food in proper time, and we should not avoid the need of the food when the body is demanding for that. Similarly, we have to take water when we feel thirsty. This is important. We should not withhold our thirst, and when there is thirst, we should take sip by sip water, not like drinking whole glass of water or whole bottle at a time. We have to drink slowly. Otherwise, drinking at a time lot of water, it will create burden to our digestive system. So we have to take water sip by sip, and we have to satisfy our thirst or the need of the water. When thirst is there, it simply means that the body is in need of the water. There is a lack of water, and so the body is showing the symptom of thirst, dryness of mouth, these things. And then it simply means that we have to take some. So when there is a thirst, you should take water. Don't go and consume some food item when you have thirst. And similarly, when you have appetite, hunger, don't go and take lot of drinks. So both the things we have to maintain. Do not eat excess or less quantity of food. This is very important. We have to take food considering our activities, physical need. Like if we are very much physically active, we need the energy considering to that or according to that. If we are not very much physically active, we need less quantity of food. And that we have to understand based on our appetite. Few people, they fix the diet, like night I will take only 4 chapati or 2 chapati, morning I will take only this much diet, and they will fix it for the whole year. Every season they will take the same kind of diet, that they will be having the mindset that night I have to take only four. So whether it is summer, whether it is winter or whatever, they will take only four. So this kind of pattern is not good. Actually, your body has different level of demand in different season, and based on your physical activity. Suppose one day you are very much physically active, you will need more quantity of food. One day you are not working, you are simply sitting, you may need less quantity of food. And that is all shown with the appetite. The way you feel hunger, similarly you have to take the food. And if you are not taking based on your need, again you will become weak. Suppose you are taking less quantity of food and you are very much physically active, then your need is not fulfilled. Slowly you will become weak, you will lose weight. And at the same time, when you are taking more nutritious diet, but doing nothing, simply sitting, sleeping, enjoying, and not at all active, then this food will become cause for the obesity, weight gain, and many several other problems which are based on this obesity. Then further it will lead to the increased cholesterol level. Then further it will cause some atherosclerotic changes, and it will narrow the or vessels. It will cause blood pressure, and several other problems will arise if you are taking excess amount of food and when you are not physically active, not utilizing what you have consumed. So both the balance we have to maintain. Very important thing is we have to take food with the pleasant mind. Very happily we have to take the food. It is not that when food is in front of you, you think all the other matters, whatever someone told, whatever the stress is there, whatever the office work, family things, and all those kind of things. Concentrate on food, enjoy the food, and that way it will help for the digestion also. When your mind is in some other place, you are just taking food without understanding what is its taste, whether how, what kind of things you are eating, you do not concentrate on the quantity you are eating, then this food will not get digested properly. Maybe it is very wholesome, maybe it is very nutritious, but when you are not paying enough attention to your food, it will not get digested properly. The same food will become problem for you. So whenever you are so much involved in some activity, then it is better that you should avoid for some time, finish that work if it is so much important, and then you go for eating with relaxed mind, not with so much things inside occupied fully your mind, and you are not at all aware of what you are taking. Taking food is like a meditation. You have to meditate when you are taking food. Completely, you have to give attention to what you are eating. You have to enjoy the each morsel of your food. So be free from all kind of worries, fear, and whatever is happening around. Just concentrate, take, enjoy each ingredient of your food. And that way, if you take, the food will be easily digested and it will be nourishing to you. Some of the things which are harmful for our health, maybe you are using very good ingredient, you are using all the nutritious items, but if you are using aluminum vessels for cooking it, so actually aluminum is known neurotoxic, and some of the Indian families they use aluminum from very childhood. And for the whole life they use aluminum vessel, maybe the kadhai or maybe the uh, other frying pan. So these all things they use, which is made up of, maybe for the storing also, some of the boxes and other things, they keep the things in the aluminum vessel. Actually, aluminum, it will come to your food, and every day for the several years, maybe sometimes the whole life, we are taking it, and it increases the aluminum content in our body. And this aluminum is neurotoxic. It is killing our brain cells, and that way, all the neurodegenerating problems they are arising, and some of these are like the Alzheimer's disease. Previously in India, there was not much incidence of Alzheimer's disease. The people were having very good memory even in the old age. But now, because of this, is one of the known factor that using aluminum vessel. Actually, all other countries they have strictly banned using aluminum. It is only in India, because of its cheap price, or maybe because of its easily handling, it is still continuing. Though there are a lot of evidences available that aluminum vessels are extremely harmful, but there's still the cooker, the pressure cooker, and all other frying pan and storing box, these all are aluminum. So better we should avoid it and use the traditional vessel, maybe mud vessel, the earthen pots, etc., or even the steel we can use, the stainless steel, the iron, these all are very good for our cooking purpose. And this is also scientifically proved that maybe earthen pot using is not very feasible for all the people, those who are living in the urban area, but in the villages it is still very much available, and they are using it, and they can continue this practice. But in the city area, we can use the steel. Stainless steel is a good one. It don't react with any kind of food materials. The another option is we can use the iron vessel, but we have to little maintain the iron vessel. So these are good for our health. Then use of microwave we have to avoid. Actually, the microwave was invented by the Russia, and Russia is the first country who banned it. But what happened is still they recognize that the microwave is not good, and the food which is cooked in microwave is not healthy. Till that it is spreaded all over the world, and many companies started manufacturing it, and it reached to most of the kitchens, modern kitchens. With they say that we should have microwave in our kitchen, but they release lot of evidences that this kind of this way of cooking is not good. Actually, what when we put some potato or some meat or these kind of things in the microwave, it is not cooked evenly. The microwaves, they penetrate to some level, but inside the whole the like the potato if we keep outside it will become soft, but inside it will not be cooked properly because they won't penetrate to the deeper level. They will penetrate to the outside, and then we feel that the food is soft and it is ready for eating. But actually, inside it will not be cooked properly. And sometimes these inside the meat and other things which is kept, it creates several problems. The bacterial growth and other things will be there. Maybe in outside it will be soft, warm, but inside it will be spoiled. So Russian scientists they found lot of health hazards which were connected to the use of microwave cooking and they strictly banned it. But they could not completely remove it because several companies, several other countries they started utilizing it. So we have to go to our traditional method of cooking instead of going for this microwave. Then the use of refrigerator. To some extent, we can use the refrigerator for keeping the vegetables, milk, curd, these kind of things, but not to keep the cooked food. This is not the refrigerator is not for keeping the cooked food, taking it out, reheating it, using it again putting the extra items. So this is not a good way of using your refrigerator. So we have to limit the use of refrigerator and we have to use only for the certain items like to keep some of the fruits, some of the vegetables to keep it little fresh because every day, especially in this situation, it is not possible to go out and purchase. So we can store in our refrigerator. But keeping food which is cooked and again taking out, reheating it, and then again storing it. So these kind of practices very harmful for our health. And when we are reheating it, the food, most of the nutrients of the food is already gone in that. It is just to fill your stomach and not to give you health. Then eating freshly prepared warm food. This is very important. When we cook food, we should take within 1 hour of its preparation. Keeping it for the long hours and then consuming it, reheating it. This is all wrong. When the food is warm, it is easy for the digestion. Like the rice when you cook or the chapati when you prepare, when you are eating the warm fulka, warm roti or chapati, or the dal or the rice or a sambar, which is very freshly prepared, warm, it is very easy for your digestion. But the same rice, if it is kept, it became cold, and then you are eating it. One thing, it will not be very tasty. Another thing is, it will be very difficult for your digestive system to assimilate it or to digest it. So freshly prepared warm food is very good, delicious, easy for the digestion and healthy also. Then reheating food already I discussed. I told that when we again and again reheat food, maybe if something is extra prepared, sometimes it is not that every day you prepare food and which is very accurate to all the people. Sometimes it is there that the food is extra prepared. So one time you can reheat it. It is if it is kept, we should not throw it. But one time you can reheat it, but not like the second time, third time, fourth time. Some of the people they keep the things in the fridge or the half cooked vegetable, etc. And every day they will reheat the same vegetable and take it. So this is a very wrong practice. It will be very harmful for the health. So only if some exception is there that when some extra food is there, then one time you can heat it. Then we have to avoid eating out at restaurant. So now this restaurant culture that is developing, that people go outside weekend or other days, whenever they have Saturday, Sunday, they go outside. So even 1 or 2 days, if you are taking outside food, it is very disturbing for your system. And most of these restaurants, they use some of the taste makers. Like one of the very commonly used taste maker is MSG, monosodium glutamate. So this is very commonly used in some of the hotels or the tiffin center and the restaurant. It will give very delicious taste to the food. Maybe even the vegetable or whatever the soup etc. is spoiled. But if you just put little bit MSG, it will become very tasty and you will not be able to recognize that it is spoiled one or it is not fresh. So that kind of effect it will create on the food, and we feel that it is very tasty. So that we have to be very aware, especially if someone if a lady is pregnant. So this is very harmful, this MSG. There are several numbers of published articles on the MSG and how widely it is used in the Indian restaurants, or even some of the families. I found that they are also using it just to increase the taste. So this is very harmful. You can use all the homemade spices to make the food tasty instead of these all kinds of things. So we have to especially avoid the food which is prepared outside the restaurant food. Then this processed food, we all know that this processed food, the packed food which is prepared months ago, they will remove all the nutrients from it and just they will put some of the taste makers which will create the tendency that you will eat more and more but you will not feel satisfied. They work on this principle that they will create some kind of, they will add some kind of ingredients, and most of the times these ingredients will be written in some coded form, like they will give some numbers and which is not easily traceable that what exactly they have added in that. All these are with some codes, and these ingredients they will add and they will justify adding of all these ingredients that they all are in the permissible level, but the quantity is not managed properly by the people who are eating it. So when you take, maybe it is in the permissible level and you are eating it in more quantity, it will create a lot of problems for you. So it is better to avoid all kinds of packed, preserved food, freezed item. These we have to especially avoid. Then extra trans fat, extra sodium, sugar loaded food, very salty food. These all we have to avoid. These are the 5 keys which the World Health Organization says that 5 keys to safer food manual. The key number 1 is keep clean. We have to maintain very good hygienic level in every step of preparation of the food, starting from the procuring of the ingredient, cleaning it, washing it, preparing it, then again storing it, serving it. At every level, we have to maintain a very good hygienic level. This is very important and first principle. The second one is separate raw and cooked food. Many times the people have idea that taking lot of salads or the this sprouts, germinated grains along with the food is very healthy. But this is not the right way of taking food. We have to separate our raw food and the cooked food. Like if we are adding lot of salads, actually salads we can take separately, but not along with food. They take one morsel of food, one bolus of food, and then they eat some of the kakdi, gajar, saljam, all those things, radish, etc., onion, tomato, then sometimes some leafy vegetables also. that spinach, etc., and then even some of the germinated grains, sprouts, etc., and they will eat one bolus of cooked food, and then in between they will goes on eating even the uncooked food. So this kind of eating pattern is not good, not healthy, because the digestive process of uncooked food and cooked food is entirely different. When you mix it, it becomes very difficult for your digestive system to assimilate it, to digest it completely. So you are putting unnecessary load to your system. Whenever it is you are feeling to have such kind of thing, you can keep it separate and you can eat it 1 hour before your meal. Then cook thoroughly. This is the third important principle. Whatever we are eating, so that should be cooked very properly. It should not be overcooked and it should not be undercooked. So we have to cook properly the food which we are eating. Then keep food at safe temperature. This is another important aspect, that if we have to keep some food, we should keep it in the safe temperature. Then the fifth principle is use safe water and raw material. So the water, actually, this is a very big issue, that a large population in India and in the world, they do not have safe water for their drinking. Forget about the cooking, cleaning, and other things. Even for the drinking, they do not have the safe water. In India itself, you are well aware that water scarcity is day by day becoming a big problem, and it is emerging as one of the very big issue in coming future. So using safe water is very much essential, because most of the Indian cooking we make recipes where there is a watery content. So to and many of other, like every step of Indian cooking involve use of water. So this water should be very clean, hygienic water. Then the raw material, definitely whatever ingredients we are using, it should be very safe. We should know the source of material, how it is grown, how it is reaching to you, whether, like, the we say that fruits and other things are very healthy for you, but many a times these fruits, vegetables, they are colored, they are coated with some of the chemicals, or they are ripened by using the chemicals. So these all, uh, what we say, the commercialized um process, they will spoil the food. And maybe it is coming to us, we do not know how it is, the behind story. And sometimes when we consume it, so that food which should nourish us, it will create some of the health hazards. So that we have to be very careful. And so only it can be avoided only when you are connected to the person who is growing it. So this is important. So whatever I told, it doesn't mean that Ayurveda is restricting so many things, and the ancient medical science is restricting you to enjoy the food. Actually, instead of restriction, we the ancient medical science is giving the ways to enjoy your food, and enjoy in a way that it should be not only tasty, delicious, but even it will be very healthier for you. So that way, the Indian medical science is guiding you, or it is helping you to make your food very delicious and healthiest. So healthy eating is not only the food on your plate, it is also about how you think about your food. So I told that whenever you have some worries in your mind, then the same food, which is very nourishes, very delicious, it will not get digested well, and it will not be contributing to your healthiest status. So your psychological status while eating is most important as the quality of your food. So this we have to always keep in our mind. So build healthy eating habits. Thank you so much. So I will stop here, and if you have any doubt, I will be trying to answer it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. And I like to call upon all the attendees, participants, and panelists also. If you like to interact with the Doctor, Dr. Akhilesh Shukla ji with us, so kindly raise hand. We can provide you mic, and we have also Professor Punambalam Jakumar ji with us. Sir, namaste. And Dr. Sukda ji with us also with us. Sukda ma'am, namaste. Yes, so anybody would like to interact, kindly
हाँ
raise hand. We will provide the mic. Yeah.
सर I'm
जी
प्रिया
रविंद्र
Hello.
भैया. हाँ.
ओह,
प्रिया मैम एक मिनट just रविंद्र भैया kindly go ahead. प्रिया मैम आप क्वेश्चन करें रविंद्र भैया
Namaste,
जी.
namaste,
लेकिन
namaste,
नमस्ते
Akhilesh.
नमस्ते.
Namaste, Bhaiya.
Namaste, sir. Sir, as you told that eat with pleasant mind, so this is very important psychological aspect. So, as the essence of the UHV, it is said that the human body is the coexistence of self and body, and this is the reflection of coexistence. That means when you put attention on the food item, then only the body will be nourished. So this part is right or wrong. So like taking medicine, you told that taking food like meditation, even meditation also, whenever you put attention, that means uh, nurturing the body. So this is the coexistence. Is it
Ji,
right, sir?
ji, Bhaiya, ji.
Yes.
Exactly, Bhaiya.
Yes.
Yeah.
And another thing is that
Ji.
we see that a lot of young peoples and new couples, they have the regular practice nowadays to spend a lot of time and pass time with restaurants. This has indirectly made them harmful without knowing. So this is a very concern. Uh, and sir, just I seek your advice, sir. The place where we are staying, this is a place where the water is not safe because a lot of fluoride contents are there, sir. So we are since last 7 years we are using this water from this area. So will
Ji.
it be harmful in the long run? Na? But there is no alternative because I have been posted to this place. This is a remote area, hill area, and lot of water constant is there also. Out of 10 to 12 borings, only 1 to 2 borings are working, and we are compelled to use this water also.
Yeah, yeah.
So in what way to make sorts of Ayurvedic or precautions measures for to avoid any sorts of hazards in future? Because since last 6 to 7 years
Yeah.
we are using
Yeah.
the contents of at the first beginning of the year we have tested the fluoride content.
Yeah.
So there is no alternative, sir. Can
Ji,
you
Bhaiya.
guide, sir?
Ji, Bhaiya, what you are mentioning is very, very important issue. And actually, the water, safe water is becoming a very, very big problem. Not only in the cities, even in the villages and everywhere. Like in the Ayurveda or in the ancient medical science, they give preference for the water harvesting. The rainwater in the rainy season, except avoiding the first, second rain, because the first, second it will be very chemical rain, so that we have to avoid. And after that, this water we can make a water harvesting system in our home, and then we can collect this water, and this water we can use for several purposes, just by a simple cleansing method like boiling it, keeping it in the copper vessel. So that way it will purify the water. Or there was system of this. The previously we were using this water container which were having these bulbs. In the upper part, we were filling it and it was filtering it and it was storing in the lower one, like this, the two boxes, this water container. So that is one old method.
Yes.
We were purifying the water. And some of the other techniques also you can use based on the particular excess of content in that water. And the RO water, which is like most of the people are using, that water is also not very safe because it will remove all the kinds of minerals from your water. It is the reverse osmosis system. So it will remove all the ingredients, and this water, when we are using, it is a kind of hungry water. And this will take ingredient in the minerals which is it is lacking, it will take from your body. So that kind of water it will become. So some of the simple method is what I told is you can boil it and uh, you
This is
can
one solution.
yeah, you can just keep it
Okay.
like all the content should settle down. Then the upper portion you can use it.
Of course, after 6 to this year, government is planning to bring the river water. It has made a 2 crore project. There is a Salungi dam near 2 kilometers, and they
Yeah.
have planned to bring this water to this place, college. So
Yeah.
this is planning started, and they are making some arrangements.
जी भैया
Thank you.
जी
Namaste, sir. Namaste.
जी भैया जी
Good evening, sir.
जी नमस्ते
Namaste, sir. I'm
Good evening, Priya ma'am. Please go ahead.
good
Yes.
evening. I was just listening to before my question, water. This thing, we are so fortunate. We are in Kerala. We have plenty of water, which is fresh water.
the Periyar river water is supplied to the Ernakulam.
That is,
Yeah.
Ernakulam is still, I think, has got polluted, but in the southern part, I think. But still in Kerala, I think we have
Very
river
good,
water
yeah,
for the
it's
and
very
the
yes
sweet water.
yes
We just need to boil it,
very nice.
and we can take it. And there's no as such. There's no scarcity.
Yeah, very nice.
So we should actually. The thing is, we should actually keep for the future this thing, generation, and we should not waste it. But I've seen usually people, since we are getting in abundance, there's a tendency to waste the water.
True.
My question was not that, sir. Actually, you told no, you should not eat cooked food and raw food. That is salads together. So,
Yeah.
like if you're taking salads, then like after how many minutes or hours that you can take the cooked one, like cooked food?
Yeah. Actually, normally the food will be there in the stomach for almost for about 2 hours. Like when you consume the any food item, it will take almost 2 hours to cross your stomach. So we have to give at least 2 hours time, but at least 1.5 hour we should keep this gap when we are taking the raw food and then the cooked food.
Okay. So many times we usually have the salads first, and then we eat the cooked food after, like, no, just
Yeah.
5 minutes gap. So that's
Yeah.
not a good practice. You're
That's
telling.
not a good practice. Actually, many people they eat first a salad, and some of the places you will find that they will eat one bolus of cooked food or 1 2 spoon of their rice and other things. Then in between they will be consuming the other things.
Yeah, salads and all. In between also they eat.
Yeah. So when their digestive capacity is very good, it will be digested. Otherwise, for the normal kind of person, it will be very difficult to digest this kind of food, and it will create very heaviness, lethargy feeling after eating the food. But if you give gap, then you will easily feel difference. You just try in both way, and in one day you will understand that both the way of eating is creating lot of difference in your feeling, in your state
So
of.
first you need to eat the raw food or cooked. Like, is it any
No,
pattern?
first you take the raw food.
food. Okay.
Uh,
Then after 1.5 hours, eat the cooked one.
yeah. But
Okay.
one more thing I will tell you here, that the sprouts or the germinated grains,
Oh,
okay,
oh,
consuming it raw is not good. We have to little boil it and then we have to take.
okay.
Boiling and taking will make it easy for the digestion. But
Mm,
if you take it uncooked one,
okay.
then it will be very difficult for the digestion.
Okay. Sprout and this raw vegetables also you should not take together, no?
Yeah, actually that is not a very good practice.
Okay.
But see, few of the things like the onion, okay,
Oh, oh,
onion you can little bit mix. But tomato, we take it as a vegetable, but actually it is a fruit.
okay.
So only in Indian cooking we are doing it. The tomato is sometimes used as a salad and sometimes it is used as a cooked food,
Food.
this fruit. So that also we have to little bit aware of. And
Means fruit and fresh fruit and fresh vegetables you should not mix together. That is also not
yeah,
you should
fruits
that
you
means
can take. See, fruits is already ripen one we take.
Hmm.
Fruit is ripened. It is not like uncooked one.
okay.
Like we take a ripened mango, ripened banana, ripened pomegranate. Okay. So these fruits we can take, but the fruit should be taken before the food, not after the food.
Okay.
Yeah. But fruits and then vegetables, this mixing is not very good.
Good. Okay.
Like raw vegetable, I am talking about, not
Raw.
the cooked vegetable. Raw vegetable and the fruits, that
It's
is
not
not
a
a
good call.
good combination.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
जी शशिकांत भैया नमस्ते। शशिकांत भैया you have raised hand.
Uh, yes.
Yeah, please भैया
Actually,
go ahead please.
yeah, I was asking about the balance of the carbohydrates and the proteins in our diet,
Mhm.
particularly in this COVID season.
Mhm.
The reduction in the carbohydrates and even the juices, fruit juices, is advised. So, what is your say to balance these things?
Yeah. See, high protein diet actually, uh, like the paneer the people take, because I am also involved in handling some of the patients who are in home isolation. So sometimes they think that the high protein diet means I have to take paneer and such kind of heavy food items. But at the same time, when you ask how is your digestive capacity, where you have the good hunger to digest this kind of food, they will tell that they do not have good hunger. They do not feel to have food. Their appetite is very low. In this situation, if you give food items which are heavy for the digestion, it will not get digested. So this we have to keep in mind. So high protein diet, when they say, actually we can choose some of the easily digestible food. So one of the very easily digestible and high protein diet is you can use the moong dal, the green gram. So most of the dal, the pulses, they are rich with protein that we can take. So it will be easy for digestion. It will be healthy and it will fulfill your need. Okay. So that we have to keep. Actually, the food should be accordance to your hunger level. It is not that when they told that you take high protein. So, but at the same time, this diet is like, I will just say that soya bean. Soya bean is a very rich, high protein content. This pulses, but at the same time, it is very heavy also. And when you are already affected and you have low appetite, you can't digest it. When you can't digest it, it will create problem or it will become cause for your several other problems, bulging of the abdomen, constipation, and other discomfort in your GIT. So you can use. The another question which you ask is about the fruits. So fruits, we are from the traditional point of view, we are asking to avoid the fruits which are increasing kapha in the sharira, in the body, because one of the common symptom in this is you have the cough, soreness of the throat. So the fruit which is very good in this situation is pomegranate. And if you see the pomegranate, that is botanical name is Punica granatum, it is antiviral also. It has antiviral property. So Punica granatum or the anar or the pomegranate is very good food for in this situation. The another important aspect of this Punica granatum is, see, it has a very thick outer cover. So even if something is added, because most of the fruits which are available outside, they are ripened by using chemicals. They are loaded with some of the chemical outside. So like the grapes, etc. It is all full, uh, full of this all insecticides and other chemicals. Usually we do not wash it very thoroughly, or we do not give enough time to clean it every single grape and clean it thoroughly. We just little bit put the water and take it in the plate and eat it. So actually that kind of food is more than helping you, it is becoming harmful for you. So pomegranate is one of the very safe fruit which you can take, and it is good even to reduce the symptoms like the cough, etc.
Thank you very much.
Good for your digestive system, good for your respiratory system both. And if you just search the properties of Punica granatum, you will find that it is having the antiviral property also. So
What about the water therapy that is being advised nowadays, like gargling with the salt water, or even using the salt water for drinking and then allowing it to dehydrate?
yeah, actually see, water we generally say that you put little bit turmeric and gargle it. So turmeric is again antibacterial, antiviral. So if you are just putting little bit and you are gargling it and uh, throwing it out, spitting out, so it is helpful. There's no harm. You can do it at least twice. You can do it morning and evening. This is helping. No problem. You can do it. But drinking water is again, drinking water should be accordance to your need. And how you will realize your need? It is just very simple that when body is demanding, you take. When there is a thirst, you take. It is not that without thirst you are goes on drinking. So that is not a good way of consuming water.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Now we have Professor S.S. Vidya with us.
जी भैया,
Um,
नमस्ते.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good
Good evening.
evening.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, you said about MSG, which is a substitute for the taste in the food. But
Yes.
nowadays, you know very well, the children are very much fascinated to eat the restaurant like burgers, pizza. What could be the substitute which we can make them to get an healthy for this?
Yeah. Actually, outside we do not have control. If we say the restaurant that you avoid it, they will not. But I found where some of the restaurant here in the Chhattisgarh, like I know some of the hotels, they started mentioning the ingredients of what they are adding in each recipes. So they give the not only the recipes, but they also give the ingredients, and they clearly say that these food are for the taste purpose, and if anyone is pregnant suffering with some kind of disease, this recipe is not good, they will give the caution also. But you will find very less number of this very honest way of disclosing what they are adding. The one thing which I will suggest is, it is the best is not to take any preserved food, not to go outside in the restaurant unless it is very much necessary. If it is necessary, you take some of the items which are very like which may not be of containing these kind of things, like you can simply take the idli or some kind of items which the chances of adding of these kind of items or this kind of things are very less. Another thing is, in the home you can prepare so many delicious items are there, the Indian snacks are there, and I am sure that when mother will cook, definitely the children will be very fond of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Yes, Priya ma'am, you are saying something?
Sir, I can't. If there are students, they can ask questions. I'm not able to see them.
No,
So
students are not raising hand. There are a couple of students, but
okay, we can
yeah, so
request them. Students, please, if you have any queries, please ask. Because I was
there
just
are there were more, but now a couple of them left only there.
okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, fine.